Hey guys, it's been a long time since I recorded anything for this series, so finally, welcome back to Silent Hill 2. So, last time we left off, I believe I had asked you guys about Halloween 2 and Jamie Lee Curtis, and them cutting out Halloween 2 out of the storyline. How do you feel about that? Because I was angry at first when I learned it out of the storyline because Halloween 2 was one of my favorites. Then I actually went back and watched Halloween 2, and I've got to say, I completely understand why they cut it out of the storyline now. Jamie Lee gets all of about 12 lines of dialogue in that whole movie. So yeah, not good. I think I remember it being much better than it actually was. It's still a better than average slasher movie, but it's not a great Halloween movie. And yeah, I watched the film over the holiday season when it came out, and it actually turned out pretty good. So yeah, I can perfectly understand why they cut out Halloween 2 from the canon now. Like, it actually had to be done. And I hadn't really known that before because I hadn't gone and watched such a long time. I had, what is it that they say, rose tinted glasses about the memories of it. So it's still good, it's still an okay slasher, and it makes for a fine alternate universe. But yeah, I can definitely understand why John Carpenter and the other guy took one look at that and decided, no, we're gonna cut that out. So we're gonna try to figure out what the hell we're doing here. I think I already, well no, because here's the lighter. I was gonna say, I think I already got the wax handle for the door, but no, I think we still gotta get the rest of the items. There's a cover on the ground, but I can't open it. There's only a depression left, where there was probably once a handle. Okay, so we don't have the wax doll yet, we gotta get that. I think it's the wax doll. And the horseshoe, that's the one that's missing. Oh yeah, because we still got the whole right side of the map to explore. So we've done all of this. Into the showers either. We gotta go do that as well. How many bullets do I have left? It's been literally almost a year since I played this, so I don't know, I lost track of all that stuff. Alright, so we've got 61 handgun bullets, 52 shotgun shells, 24 hunting rifle shells, so we're doing pretty good, I guess. I think we have enough to get through the prison. So the Eagles won their Super Bowl last year. This year they didn't make it, which thrilled me to no end. Like, I'm glad they got beat. How do you guys feel about that? Were you rooting for them? I'll tell you what I'm not rooting for, that stupid straitjacket thing spitting that acid at me. You know what, let's shotgun him because I don't want to waste time with that guy. two of them. There's the tablet, the seductress. There's a shower here, but it's broken and no water comes out. Yeah, I don't think water has come out of that place for a long time, James. Let's see if we can get him in one shot. Yep, there he is. Damn, look at that toilet. I mean, look at this whole cell in general. Holy shit. Can you imagine setting foot in this place? Like, just from standing around, you feel like you need a tetanus shot. One thing I wonder about Silent Hill is all those broken doors that James can't unlock. You wonder what's behind there? If it's just a void, basically an empty void. Because in Resident Evil we know it's just locked buildings, you know, so you know it's a store behind the locked door even if you can't get in. But in here, you know, no big spoiler, all of this is created, so, you know, whatever powers in the town basically warps the natural environment, so you've got to wonder what is behind those doors. Okay, so we got a bit more handgun ammo. We're doing good on health items as long as we don't take too many of those hits from those things. Damn, I gotta get used to the controls. Been playing nothing but Spider-Man and Spyro for the last few days and a couple other games, but nothing on the PS2. I gotta get used to actually handling these tank controls again. You know what, let's use the rifle. Fat lot of good that did. But yeah, I was gonna say, let's use the rifle because we barely use that in the game. You know. God damn, that thing is Superman. Gotta be kidding me, it's taking what, like 13 at the moment? There it goes. It ain't get up from that. Yeah, so the reason I'm eliminating those guys is because I want to hear the invisible guy in the cell. gonna die. Look at all the ammo it took to kill those guys. Okay, let's wait for the music to fade out. Really? Shut up. Come on. So yeah, if you listen closely, he's saying ritual. For the longest time, I thought he was saying someone's name. Because it sounds like Chu, but no, it's ritual. There it is, right in the cell. You can't see anything, so you don't know what it looks like or what it really is. It sounds like a man, but it's obviously not. We're gonna kill that guy. Or that thing, whatever it is. It's funny because on YouTube there was a walkthrough of this, and somebody was complaining in a video that, oh, this is so lame. How can they be this unimaginative? Oh, you've got an invisible monster. You put no effort or time into the design of it, and it shows the developers suck. But look, this is supposed to be invisible. Like, you're supposed to wonder what it is. It adds to the atmosphere. You know, you're meant to wonder what it looks like. It's not laziness. They did this on purpose. Because they could have had one unique monster in there, and that'd have been it, but no, they want you to wonder exactly what this is. Whether it's a monster, whether it's a human being, or whether it's something else. So it's not laziness on the part of Team Silent, the developers. It's actually just, you know, it is creativity, because they're making you wonder exactly what's in the cell. Because you can't get in it. See, you can't get the door open. Yep, James just executed him. And wasted that shotgun shell too. Wasted that bullet. So there's the wax doll. Let's see what we got in here. Books are scattered all over the bed and floor. Black Magic from the Abyss, Resurrection of the Dead, The Chronicle of Agrippa, Manuscript of the Iron Rings. I guess I shouldn't worry about these too much. On Sacrifice and the Art of Demon Summoning, Tome of the Seer, The Feast of the Succubi, Mercy and Favor. Yep, there's the seal of Metatron from the first game, which lets you know exactly what is going on in there. Oh, there's a Halo of the Sun, which we're gonna get familiar with in Silent Hill 2. I mean Silent Hill 4, sorry. We don't really know it at this point, but there it is. That's gonna become a very important sign. Yeah, that sign is definitely very important. You'll see why later on. So yeah, this is no ordinary black magic cell. That guy in there was actually tapping probably into some very real forces. Damn, and look at that. One spray of acid and James is already down to danger. Oh great, they're coming from both sides. Get him, James. Gotta get him before they start crawling around them all over the floor like a crab. I better heal up. I don't want to die from one hit just from an acid spray from one of those things. It's funny, if you were designing this game today, you'd probably see the acid burning the clothes and all that stuff, like you do in the Silent Hill movie where it sprays Sybil and basically burns her jacket. She has to take it off because it's smoldering. Come on. I always wonder in hard mode if it respawns them intentionally, like if you only finish them off with a stomp, if it actually respawns them. Because they seem to come back with a lot greater frequency in hard mode than they do in the other difficulties. No way, I think there's one in there, so we're definitely gonna need the shotgun. Oh, there's another one. We're not gonna kill that one though, because we're wasting too much ammo. I just did it to prove a point, but yeah, we're better off just ignoring him. So this is interesting right here. This shows you a little bit about each of the main three characters. 436 people at a recital. So if you want to know who that is, that relates to Eddie, probably. You can see it's a little kid on stage. I don't want to see that one. I want to see the other one. Come on, James, focus. Burning Man. So there's the Lakeview Hotel with the pier. Ground that can kind of tells you a little bit about James. You know, he's burning from the stress of losing Mary. And probably from the stress of this insanity too. And Woman in Flight. So that's Angela, because she's obviously running from something. I won't tell you what, because you're going to find out in a few minutes, probably. Well, maybe not a few minutes, but probably like 20 or so. So yeah, she's obviously running from her past. And the thing is, most people don't get that at first. Like, I think it's easy to think those are just random paintings, but none of the stuff in this game is random, except for a few very just unsettling things that are just meant to unsettle you. Got the Tablet of the Oppressor. That must have caused a lot of panic in players when they first played this game. You know, they thought they were trapped in there. Because the game does do that to you on a couple of occasions. The first one, we'll see it coming up. Well, I think we already saw it before we went to the prison. You know, that one bug room where you get trapped. Alright, so we unlocked that door, but we're gonna go back. Because we still got one more tablet left to pick up. Yeah, and yeah, calm down. Look at it, he was just standing, waiting right outside the door. Right in front of the door, thinking, oh, I can't wait when he comes out here. I'm gonna spray him so good. I'm gonna spray like no one's ever sprayed before. Lions. Okay, so before we go into this big wide area, we're gonna go in here. There's one of those monsters in there, but I think there's also some item. It's not a horseshoe. I think you get that in the big open field. There's something else in here. Yeah, sit your ass down. Alright, so we got rifle shells. No, that was pretty much it. I thought there was something else in here. Yeah, coming up there's another area where you'll get stuck into. Pretty much have to use some thinking to get out of it. You know, playing Silent Hill games, there's always the question of how much of what you're seeing is manifestations and how much of it is actually supernatural. I tend to prefer the more supernatural explanation. Makes the game more interesting if there's some things you can't explain. Whereas if it's all manifestations, it's just like that's a manifestation, that's a manifestation. There's nothing concrete behind it. But there's obviously something guiding the town. Like, it's not just some entity that's just awake on its own and has no concept of what it's doing. I prefer the more supernatural explanation, simply because it distinguishes it too. Like a lot of horror games, if you see they're biological based, you know, Resident Evil was a virus and a bioweapon. Extermination on the PS2 was a bioweapon. You know, The Walking Dead zombies are, I guess they haven't explained what brought them back, but it was probably something biological. And then, you know, other games are biological too, so there's actually very few horror games in general that are actually supernatural. That I've played anyway. I'm sure they're out there. You know, you have Condemned, kind of, although that turned out to be biological too. You have, what is it, Clive Barker's, was it Jericho or something like that? You have some that are both, like Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl, which blends supernatural and biological horror. But yeah, let's just say I like the fact that Silent Hill distinguishes itself from the other series by being so supernatural, because it makes it scary. You know, a lot of people ask, what's more scary, something concrete like a serial killer, or something supernatural which you know may not exist? But the thing is, with this, you can do anything you like, whereas with the biological horror you have limits. Like, there is a limit as to what type of monsters they can do in Resident Evil and what type of scenarios they can have. Like, it may sound incredible, but they actually debated getting rid of the alligator in Resident Evil 2, because apparently it didn't make sense in real life that an alligator would grow that big. And it's like, it's a game. You know, why wouldn't you have a 50-foot alligator? Like, they existed at one time on the Earth. It was millions of years ago, but they were there. So you kind of limit your creativity by trying to, you know, not stretch out the concept of what is feasible in these games. So yeah, I prefer for this to have some type of real supernatural touch. Because just because it's a series of gods in the town doesn't mean you understand what they are or what they want or what they're really doing here. And of course, you could say that Walter Sullivan in Silent Hill 4 provides the ultimate proof for something supernatural being there. But yeah, I just find it more interesting if it is that than if it's just, oh, it's hallucinations or a bunch of illusions or a bunch of manifestations characters are creating with their unconscious minds. Like those types of explanations tend to bug the hell out of me. I give you blood to atone for the 3 sins is written on top of the painting. Beneath the painting are 3 square depressions. James's favorite word, depressions. Everything's a depression. He can't just say hole. There's a 3-inch round depression in the cabinet. There's a square depression in the floor. There's a 3-inch depression in the grate. There's a 2-inch depression everywhere. That's pretty cool. Look at that. If you look at the drawing, it's 2 pyramid heads, and they're hanging a man. They've each got 2 spears. Can you imagine who that man is? I'll give you a hint. You've seen him before. Alright, so let's see if we got the 3 tablets. Yep, we got it. So the oppressor. You can see it looks Aztec in style. It's Aztec looking. Which kind of gives you a hint, I think, as to what these gods may actually be. The seductress. We know who that is, don't we? They do that in Hellraiser too, don't they? Where the Cenobites were actually ancient Aztec gods, once worshipped by the Aztecs. Like I think Pinhead, the main villain, was it Zype Totec? He was one of the Aztec deities. That's really creepy. That scared the hell out of me the first time I played this game. Because you think that something is rushing at you, coming towards you, but no, you never see the source of it. Oh, we killed someone. Looks like he was hanging there all along and we killed him. So yeah, I think that's meant to be the sound of the horses, the horse carriages or horses, whatever it is that were used to draw and quarter people. Which is where you basically tie one limb to a horse. You tie one limb each to each horse, and then the horses basically pull you apart. Look at that, James is clumsy. He can totally fall off the little ladder there, off the steps. So yeah, this was obviously an execution yard of sorts. I like how you don't see any detail whatsoever. It's so dark you can't see anything. You don't know if there's anything out in the sky, anything out in the night sky. If these ghosts or whatever they are surrounding you, you can't see anything. Alright, so there's a horseshoe. Metal horseshoe. It was hanging in the door of the square. So we got all we need to make it handle. There's that bone key. We're not going to use that, because that thing sucks. Alright, so let's go get the handle to that. Where do we have to go? Oh yeah, gotta go this way. Yeah, I don't like the idea of Silent Hill being all psychological because we saw how that worked in Silent Hill Shattered. I gotta tell you, it's not good. You know, it's funny how the fandom turned on that game because that game was basically a large part of the fandom's dream. You know, all these fans going, "Oh, Silent Hill is all psychological. We want a psychological only game where you don't fight back and you know there's no ghosts or demons or gods or anything. It's all just psychological." And Team Climax gave you that. They gave the Silent Hill fans exactly what they wanted. And it turns out that it sucked. You know, not that it was bad. The story was actually pretty great. The graphics looked good, and you actually felt for the protagonist. But the thing is, it was clearly, obviously missing something. And it goes to show you that the psychological only approach doesn't work. Because if it can all be explained, then it's not scary anymore. Alright, so let's use that and get the handle. Combine that with the lighter, which we'll combine with the wax doll. And there you go.